Los Angeles, I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Yeah, good morning, Alex. How are you?
Welcome back, Alex.
Thank you.
So, just when you thought you'd seen everything, you saw that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
8 seconds.
Let's talk about it.
We went from talking all about the game to all about what happened at the end of the game. What's up, bro?
All right, guys, we have a packed show today. Will the Cowboys bounce back in Detroit, and will Brady and the Patriots get their revenge on the Eagles? But first, we have to start with the Steelers-Browns brawl from last night. The Browns got the win, but it ended in ugly fashion. Up 21-7 with 14 seconds left. Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph was driven to the ground by Myles Garrett after a pass. Now, Rudolph looked like he attempted to rip Garrett's helmet off while on the ground. Garrett retaliated by pulling Rudolph's helmet off and hitting him over the head with it. Garrett was among 3 players to get ejected from the brawl. After the game, players weighed in on the chaos. Take a listen.
I didn't see why it started, but it's inexcusable. I don't care, rivalry or not, we can't do that. That's kind of the history of what's been going on here lately, hurting yourself, and that's just endangering the other team. That's inexcusable. He knows that. I hope he does now. It's tough. We'll see.
I thought it was pretty cowardly, kind of pretty bush league, which, there's plenty of tape out there to watch. I haven't seen it replay, but yes, I really haven't seen anything like that yet.
You see somebody rip the helmet off your quarterback's head. What's your reaction to that?
You seen it? Locked out. It's bigger than football. Protection.
Is that almost like a weapon?
I mean, hell, you could have killed him. What if you hit him in the temple? Now, let's be serious.
Honestly, that was really hard to watch live. Shannon, have you ever seen anything like that?
I've seen a teammate get hit fighting in the locker room, Skip, but never on the.
We didn't get to see that.
We didn't get to see that. Now, Skip, I don't know if you remember this, but when this happened, I text Steve. I said, Steve, pull something. I think it was the late 80s.
Your researcher.
I said, pull this. The Kansas City and Oakland got into a brawl. And it was 1986. It was my freshman year in college. Now, Greg Townsend snatched the guy's helmet off. He didn't hit him with the helmet, but he did snatch it off, and it resulted, Skip, the 80s was a different game. He only got a 1-game suspension. The fines range somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000. I can assure you, the cheapest fine in this situation is probably going to be upwards of $20K.
Yep.
But no, I haven't seen anybody snatch a helmet. And he was very lucky that he hit him with the back of the helmet, Skip, because if he'd hit him with the top of the helmet, where the most protection is, because, if you notice, Skip, you can bend the sides of the helmet because the most dangerous part of the brain is at the top. So you know what? They put the most protection there. He hits him at the top of his head with that helmet. Now, Mason Rudolph got knocked out of a game about 4 weeks ago, Skip, on a hit from Earl Thomas.
He sure did. Right in the jaw.
Right in the jaw.
Concussed. Lost a week.
The NFL has a nice guideline how they're going to treat this situation, Skip. Albert Haynesworth got 5 games for stepping on the head of Andre Gerard.
I think it's Gerard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For the Dallas Cowboys. He got 5 games.
And he didn't have his helmet on.
He didn't have his helmet. He didn't have his helmet on. You snatch a guy's helmet off, and you take said helmet and hit the guy in the head. I believe at the bare minimum, he's gone for the rest of the season. Now, if it was me doling out the discipline, I'm going to give him 4 games. I'm going to bleed it into next year.
Me too. Agreed.
Because you know why, Skip? Punishment.
You give him 4 or 6 games.
I'm giving him 4 games. I'm giving him a total of 10.
Okay.
Because I want it to be severe and I want it to be harsh. Because punishment is not only for the perpetrator, it's also to prevent subsequent acts. I want anybody to think about doing this again. Man, you remember what Myles Garrett got for snatching the guy's helmet off and hitting him with it? He got 10 games. So I want the punishment to be so severe that a guy, that's not the move.
A Ron Artest kind of penalty.
Yes,
right?
yes. Because this is what the NFL's up against, Skip. Normally sports, only debate goes on sports shows. They're going to be talking about this on CNN.
They will.
They're going to be talking about this on regular news. And that's not what the NFL wants. So they have to send the stiffest, the harsh of penalties that they can possibly send to let this not happen. Now, the other gentleman, 65, Owen Gobi. What was that? That's Bush League. You push the guy in the back. You're gonna get a game for For what?
After he got bashed in the head. He shoves him down from behind.
Skip,
For what?
Skip, I still don't know what Myles Garrett was thinking. Okay, well, clearly he wasn't thinking. And and the way the Steelers' offensive linemen, I'm not surprised they acted like that. Now, Skip, I can't condone Pouncey kicking the guy. But him be acting and punching and doing what he did, that's normal because every offensive lineman in the NFL, no matter what they think of their quarterback, they're going to protect him at all costs. Skip, the guy throws the ball. Why was Myles Garrett so hell-bent on taking the quarterback to the ground with 8 seconds? Did he say something? Was something going on? Was something said that made him react the way he did? But I'll tell you what's going to happen, Skip, and I don't know if you remember this. Al Bubba Baker played with the Browns, and I don't know if he was the Browns. If I'm not mistaken, I think he still was because he later went to the Cardinals. He poked Ron Heller, who was an offensive tackle for the Eagles, in the eye. Ron Heller sued him and won because, you know, Skip, football, you can assault people as long as it's a football play.
Yep.
Swinging a guy's helmet and hitting him in the head is not a football play. So if I'm Mason Rudolph, I ain't flying back. I'm telling Mike Thomas I ain't flying back. I said, I'm going to go on down to the Cleveland Police Department and I'm going to file a report. Myles Garrett, that direct deposit you normally get for a couple of weeks, that's coming to me. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Steve, my researcher guy, said his attorney, Mason Rudolph's attorney, tweeted something. We're in the process of getting more. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's within his rights to do just that.
Yeah, but Myles Garrett got to go sit this thing down for the rest of the year. And if I'm in charge, now I think this is going to fall up under the preview of Derek Brooks and James Thrash. 6 games, I don't see a scenario, Skip, do it. He avoids the rest of the season. Would I be shocked if it bled into next year? No, I would not.
This was assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes.
So my initial reaction was, in all my years of watching and covering pro football, I've never been so shocked and so shaken by anything I've ever seen on a football field than I was by that.
Right.
And it caught me off guard because the game was winding down and it was 21-7 and I wasn't ready for that then.
Right.
Because that's not when that should happen.
Right.
Because it was clear that the Cleveland Browns had pulled off one of their, you could argue, their biggest win of the year.
Absolutely.
And I was trying hard to process in the moment the fact that one of the strongest men in the National Football League had ripped off the helmet of another man who plays the one position in this game that the league is trying hardest to protect.
Yes.
And not only did he pull off his protection, his helmet, then he weaponized it and turned it into a deadly weapon.
Yes.
And bashed the said quarterback over the helmet with it. I mean, over the head with it, to the point that I immediately saw that it was the underside padding that caught him.
Yes.
Or we could have a whole different conversation going on right now, because if you catch him with the crown of the helmet on the crown of his unprotected head, could have killed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could have seriously hurt him. And the amazing thing.
Well, what if he doesn't kill him? What if he just knocks him out? And at the
what if he just split his head open?
Yeah, he slumps down and he's like he's out. Myles Garrett might be gone for years.
So, to me, I am with you in that because something just happened we've never, ever seen, then the punishment has to fit the quote-unquote crime. We need punishment we have never, ever seen.
I agree.
I'm with you, rest of the year, that's 6 games remaining. And to me, just to put an exclamation point on this quote-unquote sentence, I would like to see Myles Garrett gone for game 1 of next year, just to remind everybody one more time, this will not be tolerated. Now, let's get back to your question. What happened? How did this transpire? What detonated this? The game's almost over. As you said, 8 seconds, 5, 4, 3. It's like this is going to be maybe the last play of the game. And Pittsburgh calls a screen pass, on which they do not block Myles Garrett,
correct,
one of the best pass rushers in pro football. So he is unabated to the quarterback, and he doesn't foul him as in personal, like he
didn't land his body
He
weight
didn't
on
land
it.
his body, but it was a rub-it-in takedown.
Right.
And it went on excessively because he would not stop.